Well, tonight we're following up on the charges dropped against 3 of the law enforcement officers involved in the death of Christian Glass.
2 police officers and a state trooper were initially charged with failing to intervene in the excessive force of another officer. 22-year-old Glass was killed after calling police when his car got stuck in Silver Plume about 3 years ago. His family says he was having a mental health crisis. Well, 5 agencies responded. Glass ultimately was shot and killed by former Clear Creek County Sheriff's Deputy Andrew Buin.
Denver 7's Colette Bordelon in studio tonight with why those charges were dropped. And it was done in a type of resolution we have never seen before, Colette.
Never seen anything like this, and neither has the DA herself. So it was part of a deal in dismissing these charges. The 3 former defendants had to undergo training related to de-escalation or working with people going through a mental health crisis, but they also had to become a tool for training other officers. Along I-70 into the mountains are communities served by the 5th Judicial District.
So we've been thrust into not just the statewide spotlight, but the national spotlight.
It was because of a case from June of 2022.
Hello, 911.
That a hard look was taken at how law enforcement responded to a call for help from an amateur geologist.
I'm in a vehicle. My vehicle got stuck in a really bad way.
Christian Glass was only 22 years old at the time when he was shot and killed by former Clear Creek County Deputy Andrew Buin, who was sentenced to 3 years in prison in April after facing a second-degree murder charge. The jury found him guilty of a lesser charge, criminally negligent homicide.
The Christian Glass case really was a wake-up call.
District Attorney Heidi McCollum says there were a total of 8 defendants wrapped up in this case. She dropped the charge of failing to intervene for 3 of them on Wednesday.
We felt that our cases against each of these 3 defendants was not as strong as it would have been had Mr. Buin been found guilty of that higher charge of second-degree murder.
As part of the plea agreement to dismiss the charges, law enforcement officers Ryan Benny, Brittany Morrow, and Timothy Collins participated in this video.
There are times where justice isn't always served in the courthouse by a judge handing down a sentence.
A video where they break down what went wrong.
Basically, communication was lacking.
What they would do differently.
I think getting off of the hood could have potentially calmed the situation down.
And how this case changed their lives.
It is something that has stayed with me.
This video will be used in law enforcement trainings across Colorado and the country.
We're hoping it shows what happens when law enforcement officers don't take time to use de-escalation techniques, and when officers don't have appropriate training to work with people who are in crisis or having traumatic episodes.
Are you satisfied with this resolution to their case?
I don't know that there's a right answer to that. I think that this is an appropriate resolution. If I were satisfied, Christian would be alive today.
A case out of the high country she doesn't want to see happen anywhere else. 2 of the 3 former defendants are still working in law enforcement. Guys.
This is such an unusual resolution, a video like that. Colette, you've been following this story since this news broke yesterday afternoon. Do you know how the parents of Christian Glass feel about this agreement?
I was speaking with the family's civil attorney, and the Glass parents, they're out of the country right now is what he tells me, but he does say that this video, it's creative prosecution work and that it's a step in the right direction of what the family would like to see.
All right, Colette Bordelon reporting in the studio. Thanks so much for your help on this tonight.